Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan. I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns. And we're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons tonight. We're going to continue with Descent into Avernus. And I'm going to do my best, despite the fact that I was up past my bedtime, as Olive put it. Most everybody was up past their bedtime, very likely. Anyways, it's going to be great. Let's do some other intros.
I'm Claire. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Blake, a Dom, half-elf, brave cleric, werewolf, and perhaps a celestial who just had their second kiss in their life ever. And I went to bed at my bedtime last night.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. I am playing Calliope, Air Genasi Artificer, and Sir Dummy. Big old steel defender. I'm definitely not playing a mech game in D&D. Who told you that? And I also stayed up past my bedtime, and that's why I'm EP today.
Hi, I'm Enyo, they, them pronouns, playing Pip, an alchemist satyr / bard / rogue who just got some sovereign glue. Is very excited about it. I stayed up past my bedtime, but it was nice.
Yes, it was nice. I would say on my part as well, it was nice, but I am suffering the consequences today. Anyways, all right. Well, with all that, let us do a recap and jump into it. Man, it feels like it's been forever. I think it's really only been
2 weeks?
Has it really been 2 weeks? I don't know. It feels longer. All right. I gotta totally reorient myself here. It's been so long. Okay. So, last we left off. Yeah. Last time we left off, you all traveled to the Wandering Emporium to regroup with Bernie in hopes of getting some supplies before heading off on your next leg of your journey, but also to gather hopefully some information from Bernie. And you managed to get some information and some boons from Bernie. Bernie gifted Calliope with a tattoo that enables her to reach out to the god Bahamut? Am I saying that right? Thank you. Bahamut, the platinum dragon, to have some guidance from them. Bernie also revealed to you that there is potentially a way to find out where the original contract is being stored. She talked about a structure within Avernus known as the Infernal Archive, which contains seemingly all original contracts that have been signed between mortals and devils who are connected to the Avernus layer of hell. However, the complication is that it's a massive, seemingly impossibly large structure, filled with security and very complicated. So finding exactly where this contract is the trick. But Bernie knows of a recent acquisition from Zariel's forces of a demonic entity known as a Cibrix. And this being was found at the crash site of one of the flying fortresses that Zariel's forces use. And this flying fortress in particular was en route to delivering a high-ranking official back to the Infernal Archive. And it is likely that this Cibrix has gathered information from them, as they are known to be entities that do that. It is currently being held and interrogated by Zariel's forces within one of the Styx watchtowers. That Bernie knew which one it was being held within. Styx Watchtower 5789. So you have a location and a potential lead to find the original contract. Trying to think beyond that if you got any other information. Calliope, Kadam, am I missing anything?
I think she also said that we could just find Zariel and ask her to lift it.
Right.
That would also work in sifting all this contract stuff.
Right. If you could find a way to convince Zariel to break the contract, that would also work. I don't... Did she say anything about... I think that was... Okay, sorry. I should take better notes. I feel like there was one other thing, but I guess not. So
a little bit of back and forth about Archon? Is that what you're thinking about?
Maybe. Archon seems to have sent out some of his forces, have been patrolling Avernus, seemingly searching for something. So there's that. But yeah, so with all that in mind, you exited Bernie's tent, and as all you filed out, Kadam stayed behind and asked her for a kiss, which she was surprised by, but agreed to. And you shared a moment together before leaving and heading back to your war machines to set out once again. So, with all of that said and done, as you're piling back into the war machines, the Emporium there before you, what are you all doing?
I don't think we need anything else here, right? We can just...
I think so.
How are we doing on Team and Icar? I still got a bunch. I got 7 things, flasks of raw.
Great.
And 3 of distilled.
Did Calliope and Pip see Kadam and Bernie kiss? Or was that a private moment?
That was after we left.
That was after we left.
Yeah, so I trailed probably by like, I don't know, a minute or two.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think Pip is still kind of shooting Kadam looks, just like... Took you a while to get back.
Yeah.
Nothing. You're just trailing a little bit. Just wondered.
What?
You just seem to get along really well with Bernie. I felt something.
Yeah. I mean, she scares me a little. But I don't know, Pip. She's... I could see myself becoming someone like her.
Does that scare you?
Less than some other options. She scares me because she has so much power. And is using it pretty well, and also the slips I've seen her make, they've been small on her scale, and they have changed lives. And we have that kind of power now. Things are going to be real different when we go home. What?
Some of us more than others, that's all. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
I trust you with it.
I don't know if I trust myself fully.
It's good. You can keep on not trusting yourself, and we'll do the trusting for you for now.
Thanks, Pip.
Just pats Kadam on the shoulder.
Mm.
Or, like, on the wing, I guess.
Lean into you a little.
Kadam is currently wearing the hat of disguise, so the wing is
Yeah.
not visible.
Pat midair next to Kadam.
Yeah. Like, goes for the shoulder and forgets about the wing and has to make it awkward.
All right. Should we head towards Watchtower 5789?
Do we have directions? We have a paw.
Bernie said that we could just kind of send out the vibes into the plane, and that would be enough.
We have the hand.
We've got the hand.
Hey, and if we meet at Fork in the Road, I'll just bring up Dragon God.
Yeah. Your
For
face is
directions.
real swollen right now.
Yeah, I could. I would love some ice. No ice. No ice. I hate this place.
All right, so you all are gonna jump in and start heading towards the watchtower.
I think so, yes.
Okay. All right. Pull up a couple things, yeah. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. You all pile in and go ahead and mark off 2 more Ickers as you load up and head off on this next leg of your journey. The
Will
vehicles
do.
revving up. One thing as you are kind of piling in and getting ready and the engines are revving and turning on, I believe, Kadam, you usually are riding with Lulu in Persistence. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. As the vehicles start to kind of pull away, you can see that Lulu is sort of like resting, if there's some kind of little porthole sort of thing. She's kind of resting and sort of staring at the entrance to the Infernal Rapture and just like stares at it as you slowly start to pull away and drive off away from the Wandering Emporium. And she seems to just be fixated on the Wandering Emporium as it continues to fade into the distance.
You thinking about him?
Yeah. I'm thinking, not now, but I think I'm gonna need to confront him.
Why?
I don't know. Because what he did to me wasn't right, and I can't imagine what else he's doing to others. And I guess there's part of me that just wants to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else. It might be foolish though, because he seems to have a lot of power. But I don't know, I can't help but keep thinking about him and maybe trying to change something.
Lulu, I'm gonna ask you this question, and I want you to understand that I say it with a great deal of love and compassion and sympathy. When are you gonna stop?
Stop what?
Zariel, Mahati. Who else? What else? When are you gonna stop? When are you gonna rest? When are you gonna let yourself live?
What's to say that this isn't me living? This might... I don't know, there might be a part of me that I'm starting to discover. That might want this. I don't know. Could, with the sudden rush of all these old memories coming back, I'm maybe starting to remember some of who I used to be.
Do you want to be that person?
I don't know what... Who else would I be? I mean, what would I do if I just... If I left all this? Just go and be on my own and not try to help all these people, not try to make change? I mean... I guess I could try to change things on the material plane.
Not alone. Never alone, Lulu.
Yeah, not alone. Yeah.
I suppose... If this is what you want to do with your life, then you absolutely may choose that. As long as I've known you, you've always been looking behind. And I suppose I see you wanting to confront, well, I suppose Mahati in particular, but Zoriel too, to a certain extent, as continuing to look behind. I think it is a little more complicated with Zoriel in particular, but I think you have a great deal of options set before you. And if you wish it, you can choose what kind of a life you want to lead.
I haven't thought beyond what we're doing now. I don't know what I would do. I don't think I could return back to the upper plains. I mean, what would I do there? After everything I've seen and done and become aware of?
No, I don't think that is... I've never been there. I shouldn't cast aspersions. But it seems a little simplistic. At least from my impressions of it. I suppose I've been thinking of making change in smaller ways. And also just living. Just waking up in the morning and making tea, and I haven't washed dishes in so long, Lulu. I miss it.
I guess I've never tried that. But I don't think I would be able to live that life for very long. I think I would be pulled back.
Yeah. I think I would too.
Well, maybe I can let go of Mahati, but not Zariel. Not yet.
No. Not yet.
She kind of rests her head once more, looks out the porthole of the infernal war machine as it continues to tumble along.
I think over in the other car,
Yeah.
Calliope and Pip are having a discussion about what to put on this sovereign glue. And Calliope's like, okay, hear me out. We get an immovable rod. And then I don't have a step 2 there. But immovable rod plus something.
Okay, immovable rod plus the sovereign glue.
Uh-huh. And then what
I
do
don't
we
know,
attach it to?
but I was filling in that part for you because he just.
Yes.
So now you do the third part.
Persistence.
We can glue them both together. We can have like.
No, I was just thinking for like an emergency brake sort of situation.
It doesn't seem. No, it needs to be something better. We'll keep thinking about it.
Okay, immovable rod, and
You're really stuck on this immovable rod.
yeah, I want something else to be stuck on.
It's hard to move past.
But
Okay, a movable rod, one on each boot, and then you.
Okay, I like this. I like
okay.
where this is going.
And then you deactivate one. You raise that foot up. You activate it, and then you do it with the other foot, and then you just walk up.
That sounds like it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, if we find an immovable rod, and honestly, at this point, I feel like it's inevitable, right?
Yeah. I think we had one back in the bathhouse at one point.
What, we did? Exactly. It's got to come around.
Gotta come around.
You can levitate. What do you care about this invention?
It's cool. Know how rare that stuff is?
As the vehicles continue to drive along, I would love for somebody to please roll for me. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I need somebody to roll 2d4 for me.
I'll do it. 2d4. Ooh, 4 and 4.
Okay.
Yay? No?
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d12 for me.
12 and.
Okay, excellent. Okay, great. So. All right. So. The drive continues along. Back to the typical pattern of resting in the vehicles and the wasteland coasting past with the various sights, sounds, and smells of hell rolling past you as you go. The hours tick by as the clawed hand resting in the cockpit of the Demon Grinder continues to shift and point in the direction of your destination. After many hours, 13,
I'll take a long rest.
you're gonna take a long rest. Okay. Well, I guess we'll say Calliope and Pip, who are kind of leading this in the Demon Grinder. You start to see a pair of jagged, like volcanic cinder cones sort of poking up out of the landscape. Belching clouds of dark smoke. Quickly looking at it, you assess this is not the same shape of volcano as where Bell's Forge was. When you probably have that moment of wondering if that's where the hand has led you. But you see the hand leading, pointing you to the center point between these two belching volcanoes. And as you continue to drive forward, you see the ground before you, like out in front of the vehicles, is broken open into a massive gaping hole. This huge chasm that stretches out before you, going down into darkness. The chasm itself is probably a quarter mile long or so, just kind of this almost mouth-like gaping chasm that just opens up before you, and sheer walls that descend down into darkness. And as you're approaching, the hand continues to twitch and sort of point towards it. Even over the sound of the screaming, roaring engines of the infernal war machines, you all suddenly hear this monstrous sound bellowing up from the darkness below, and it sounds like something massive screaming in anger and pain, just echoing up out of the chasm below. And as the vehicles start to approach and you kind of skirt along the edges, you can just see darkness below. The hand then starts to spin in a circle.
This is what's his face?
Kostechi?
The one that we were thinking about releasing as a distraction.
Yeah, that Yonder suggested we free. Yeah?
Do you still want to free him? Or is that the wrong demon that we're trying to go free right now?
Well, it's a demon that don't have the information we want necessarily.
Yeah. Well, best
See
of luck
if we
next
can free
time.
him on the way out.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably won't be worth it. But just in case, it's nice to have a backup plan.
It would be nice to cause more chaos. I don't know.
Yeah, do we really want to spend the time, though?
I don't.
I don't either.
And this is not a watchtower. Watchtowers go up,
Wait,
not down.
I'll cast Scry on Cybriex. That should get us there more reliably. Right? Scry. Okay.
How does this work?
I would love for the Cybriex to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, what bonuses do they get?
That's a great question.
Because
no
all
longer-
you know is the type of creature. You don't have their name.
Oh, we got a type of creature, not
Yes.
a person name.
Cybriex is what this type of creature is called.
So it has a +5 to its roll.
On top of its whatever other bonuses it might have. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? I'll do the roll.
Why not?
Okay.
We have spell slots for a reason.
I think that handily probably beats your spell save. What's your spell save?
18.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, the
Alright.
energy of the spell does not connect with the creature you were looking for.
Did we know what sort of thing Kosteshi was?
A demon?
Oh. A demon lord.
I think so. Claire is starting to get the 3 different campaigns that involve demons that they're involved in a little confused. But I think that we know that Kostechi is a demon lord.
I see. Do you think Kosteshi could break into a vault? A big library vault.
Maybe so.
No, this isn't worth it. This is a distraction. We got no leverage here. Let's just...
Or we could just release Kosteshi entirely on the whole Infernal Archive. Just lay waste to it.
Yeah, that was my thought. I don't know how easy it would be to release. They probably have, more than just a lever to pull.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
We go.
All right. You start turning the vehicles away from the edge. You hear another tremendous bellow coming up from below. The whole vehicles rumble with the sound, and you focus once again on this tower, and the hand stops its spinning, reorients, and points in a different direction, and you head off. Somebody roll another 2d4 for me.
I'll do it. 5.
I need both.
A 3 and a 2.
3 and 2. Great. Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d12.
I'm starting to understand. The 2d4 is are we on or off target. The d20 is when we're off target where we show up, and then the 2d12 I think are the hours. I think that's it. I think I've cracked the code.
13.
13. Okay, great. Yeah.
I'm
whole
gonna
ass
spend
day.
time. Yeah, it's 26 hours. I'm going to spend the time in part with the sword.
Okay.
Communing.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna experiment with casting Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum on one of the vehicles to see if it comes with us.
Okay. Sure. What does the spell say?
You make an area within range magically secure. It's a cube that can be as small as 5 feet or as large as 100 feet on each side. It lasts for the duration or until you use an action to dismiss it. And then, I can make it so you can't see through it. You can't divine stuff within it. You can't teleport in or out. I think I'm just trying to establish, does this work on moving vehicles?
Yeah, to make the demon grinder a sanctum. I'm gonna say yeah. Let's let this work. You've already started using these vehicles as kind of your mobile base of operations. So I like the idea of you spending this next leg of the journey going through the interior of the demon grinder while Pip and who's in the demon grinder with you? Is it Valor? Pip and Valor are driving it, and you're spending the time setting this up. Is this a ritual spell you're able to do?
No, just 4th level. And
Okay.
if we have enough time for another long rest, I'll take the long rest to get the spells, because it lasts a full 24 hours.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Calliope, I mean, what do you think this looks like as you cast this?
Kadam, remind me, what have you done to make the Demon Grinder a holy site?
I have twice cast a spell on it.
Uh-huh.
Shoot. Word of Recall. It's a space that is dedicated to my deity that I can transport us all back to.
Wait. God, this is awful, because this spell prevents transportation into or out of the space. I think Calliope doesn't realize or doesn't think that through. She's like, oh yeah, I can probably do this. And has lined the inside of the Demon Grinder with tinfoil.
Oh my god.
Just like make it big old Faraday cage. Yeah, this is great.
That's incredible. Okay, so I guess we'll see if this is communicated at some point
Oh my
between
God.
the two of you.
I'm helping. I know Kadam was doing some sort of stuff to kind of spruce up the place and make it a base of operations. We just want it to be secure.
All right, so this will last for 24 hours.
Oh, wait, I actually can choose. I can
Okay.
say sound can't pass through it. You can't see through it.
Oh, okay.
You can't divine in and out. Can't target anybody inside with divination spells. And I can choose to not do the teleportation one.
Oh, okay. There
Do
you
the
go.
planar travel.
Okay.
Oh, also, it teleports.
It what?
Remember, we just installed a teleporter on it.
Oh, on
Uh-huh.
the
On the Demon
vehicle. That's
Grinder,
right.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So that would also be non-bow.
Oh my god.
So I think Calliope's halfway through, like, doing the teleportation thing, and then like runs into the modification she just did, to make it fail to teleport. But right.
Exclude that. Okay, great.
Exclude that. Yeah.
Okay.
What a journey.
Oh my god. All right. So after spending some time getting this all set up, it eventually is situated, and you have a little chamber within the Demon Grinder that has been lined with this magical.
I'm trying to get the
tinfoil.
entire Demon Grinder, if possible.
Okay. Is it? Yeah, sure. I mean, I imagine if you're doing this while driving, it's gonna be like the inside of the Demon Grinder is like covered in this tinfoil.
Yeah.
Great. And that is set up for you. Okay. Yeah. After about 13 hours of the hellish landscape passing by you,
Do I spend more Icar?
yes. Let's count this as another leg. So go ahead
it.
and consume 2 more. And just out of curiosity, are you, for one of those, do you have to use the unrefined?
Yes.
Okay. Then roll a d20 for me for that one.
3. 4.
You're great. There's a little bit of a hiccup as the Icar goes in, and it kind of belches some black smoke, but then it continues and drives along. Right at the end of this 13-hour mark, you can see some kind of series of almost mesa-like structures in the landscape protruding up before you. And there's kind of a canyon, like a slot canyon that you can see, and you realize that down below you can kind of catch glimpses of the languid waters of the Styx just moving along down in the canyon below. And as you're approaching, the hand starting to adjust and point in the direction of your destination, you notice these sort of stark, dark shapes up on the highest peaks of these mesas that overlook the river Styx. They look to be structures. Each one is a pretty good distance apart from each other, but you can tell they look like they are some type of fortress-like tower that is overlooking the Styx itself. And quickly you can tell that the hand itself is starting to adjust and point towards a singular tower far in the distance, up kind of this rocky outcropping overlooking the Styx. The tower itself is a very squat, stalwart-looking structure. But as you begin to get a bit closer, you can tell it's substantial in its size. It's probably a good 50 feet in height or so. My question to all of you is, what's your approach to this tower as you can kind of see it in the distance as you're driving up?
Stealthy, if we can. Drive
Okay.
quiet-like.
Drive quiet-like.
Drive quiet. What if we get within reasonable distance and then dump the vehicles somewhere hidden and then proceed on foot?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
Okay. What do you perceive as a reasonable distance to this
There are
tower?
watchtowers, right? And if we can see them, they can probably already see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of a reaction time here as you're just starting to make these structures out. So if you would like to attempt to as you start to spot one, do your best to quickly dart the vehicles into some area to keep them hidden. I'll let you do that. Okay.
Yeah. I think we have Yonder probably hang out with the cars. We should leave
All
something.
right.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Who is driving which vehicle, and whoever is, they'll need to do the stealth roll. So somebody, whoever's driving the demon grinder, they'll make the stealth roll for the demon grinder, and whoever's driving the driving persistence, they'll make the stealth roll for that.
I've got a +0 and Valor's got a +1.
Okay.
I think I was doing the private sanctum stuff, so probably Pip is in the demon grinder.
Yeah, okay. Roll for the demon grinder.
Okay, so
How's
Pip.
Yonder's stealth?
Yonder has a +6.
Pip rolled a nat 20.
Oh shit. Okay. So do you want Yonder to do the stealth roll for persistence?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
nice.
Why don't you roll for Yonder then?
All right.
Add a +6 to it.
17.
17. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So, as you're kind of down in this valley and you can see the mesas up ahead, you start to see the dark silhouettes of these towers showing up on the horizon. Pip, you being in the lead, quickly, with probably guidance from your party, quickly take dart off and go down into a gully so that you break line of sight from these towers. Yonder, taking the cue, quickly follows, and you both go down into a gully where you no longer can see the towers, but you have a good sense of the direction they are headed. Probably a brief time later, the vehicles kind of, or does somebody have a message? I forget if you have a way of communicating while driving.
Yeah, Pip has a message.
You have a message. Okay. So with a quick back and forth of communicating between the two vehicles, and Kadam proposing, or I think it was Kadam that proposed the idea of ditching the vehicles and stealthing up, you slowly wind your way through these gullies, getting a bit closer to the tower itself, before hopping out and confirming with the hand itself that it is pointing at the right one. You can see the tower sort of far off ahead, probably, I mean, to be like, get within reasonable distance without the vehicles being spotted, I'm gonna say you probably have to like, probably like a quarter mile to like wind your way up to it, because otherwise
That's fine.
Yeah, quarter mile's easy.
Okay. So I imagine you all kind of hopping out of these vehicles down in a gully, and you kind of peer out from behind some of the cracks in the rock, and you can kind of see the tower up ahead as the hand is pointing at it. You all want to try to stealth your way up through the rocks to the top of the mesa where the tower rests.
I'm
Have we seen like any creatures at all?
Make a perception roll.
Okay, perception. I can be perceptive. Okay, that's a 13.
A 13? Okay. You can, with a 13, you can barely make out, like, as you're staring at the tower and all your companions are kind of piling out of the vehicles and getting their supplies ready to head out. You can barely make out some kind of movement up at the top of the tower, like where the ramparts are. There appears to be a single entity that kind of is like slowly moving, but making out any sort of detail at this distance is really difficult. So it's just kind of a shape that's moving.
I'm gonna disguise myself as a chain devil.
Okay, great. So all of you see Kadam, the illusory image, appear over them, looking like a chain devil. Probably, I think you saw one at Fort Knucklebone.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kadam,
Whoever they were,
has this, humanoid-looking shape, but the with kind of exposed flesh, but there's like chains sort of tightly wound into the flesh, and where it's pressing in, there's almost kind of it's like the flesh itself is fusing with the chains that are like wrapping around the arms and the legs. And the head is just covered by this kind of eyeless iron helm that is just like, again, seems to almost be fused into the skull of this creature as Kadam appears in this shape.
Yeah, okay. Pip is going to, let's see. Do the chain devils wear any armor, or is the armor kind of just fused?
I remember a lot of pecs.
Dang it.
So yeah, it's interesting. There's not really armor. It's like all of the chains almost make up the armor. So it is this kind of like almost naked person. But the like where there would be the armored pieces are just chains that are kind of like fusing with the flesh. They're so tightly wound around the body. And with this illusion, you can even see that the chains themselves, they're almost slowly moving like snakes, just slowly like rubbing across the flesh of this entity.
Pip is just going to change her armor, her glamour armor, into a generic infernal thing until she gets better details.
Okay, great.
Calliope will cast a 3rd level invisibility to hit her in Big Dummy, because we've lost the ability of Sir Dummy to fold into the bag of holding, I think.
Cool.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that's
Valor's just going to be himself.
You're fine. You're fine. You're perfect. Never change. Okay. This is in case they see us, but let's try to not be seen.
I agree.
Okay.
All right. So, and is Yonder gonna? You would like Yonder to stay behind with the vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay, great. In that case, it'll be all of you. Okay, so Lulu. Yeah, I guess Lulu.
Oh.
Do you want me to come along, or should I stay with Yonder? I know I'm really kind of bright.
Come with us.
Okay.
I think so.
Pip, can you disguise her as anything?
I that's what I'm thinking of. I do have this potion of transformation that you could use.
Oh,
It only works for 10 minutes though.
what can I look like? Anything or?
You can look like something that's roughly your size, and probably also choose something that flies.
Okay, yeah,
An imp then.
sure.
Yeah,
I'll try it. Yeah. She'll grab the potion and chug it down. Is this an illusory transformation or an actual physical?
It's alter self. It's alter
So
self.
it's a physical transformation. Okay. So she drinks it down, kind of takes a moment. You see her thinking, and then she goes, "Well, oh," and just kind of and pops and like twists and contorts, and you watch her golden feathers slowly turn into like kind of a mottled purple, and she sort of pops and twists into the shape of a spined devil with little wings. And oh, my voice is also kind of a little weird. Oh, that was well, how do I look?
I ain't never seen an imp in a cat suit before, but I guess it works.
Well, this doesn't really fit great anymore. You can see it's like, I mean, I don't think that would have changed with her, unless it does with the spell, but it's just kind of like weirdly loose in all the wrong spots. And there's just a big, like, I guess open area where her trunk was, that the little like nose and chin are kind of poking through. She's like, I think I should probably take it off.
Yeah, let's just take that off.
And she'll
Here, you just
Yeah.
put that in my boots.
Okay,
You're
let's
still
go.
cute though.
Oh, thanks. And she will kind of flutter up next to all of you. So, you all want to try to stealth up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
great.
gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay, great.
What can I say?
All right, let's get stealth rolls from everyone.
Can I have advantage since I'm invis?
Oh yeah, you're invisible. You can definitely have advantage.
It did not help.
Fine, I'll roll stealth, but I mean, or I could roll deception because I'm
For
offended.
this initial leg, because you're all trying to not be seen, it's definitely stealth. 6?
I rolled-
Okay. What's
I rolled a 9.
a 9? Okay, so
I also got a 9.
Valor got a 17.
so we
Thank
have
God.
a 7. So okay, so we have a 17, a 9, a 9, a 6, and a 3.
Did we do good?
You did great.
Yay.
So if Pip wraps the infernal chains shackles around somebody, do they just like close automatically or what? What's the deal?
Which one? Oh, you mean the
The ones that were
Oh.
meant for Pip.
oh the did you get the magic item for that?
No, we
Yeah.
didn't.
I would love
but
to have
we absolutely
identified
would have
it.
had the
You
time.
would
Yeah.
have had the time to identify it. Okay.
Okay, you're right.
Let me get you that. Oh my god, what are these called? Hold on.
they dimensional shackles?
Yeah. There's something like that. Yeah, I think that's right. Dimensional shackles. Damn it. Did I not write this down? That sounds right, though. Yeah, here we go. Yes. Dimensional shackles.
You and any creature use it designate when you use the shackles can use an action to remove them.
So you okay.
Or you can only place them on an incapacitated creature, though.
That's right. You can use an action to remove them. Once every 30 days, the bound creature can make a DC 30 athletics check. On a success, the creature breaks free and destroys shackles. Yeah. So the one change I was gonna make to this, the thing about you can use an action to place these shackles on an incapacitated creature, that would be like an automatic. You just put them on, you use your action. I think it's completely reasonable. You can attempt to put these on a creature that is not incapacitated. It will just be contested rolls. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you would like to put those shackles on yourself, you can do so. It sounds like you can designate these do not require attunement, so you can just designate yourself as one of the creatures that can remove it. So you could just have them on yourself and take them off at will.
That seems like a good idea.
If you want to do that, you can do that.
Yeah, that is what Pip is gonna do.
Okay,
Who's the fake prisoner? Pip
sounds
Pip.
like Pip.
Okay.
Yeah, for now, unless.
Is there like a lead,
Or,
or
I
is
guess
it
we
just the shackles?
could. Ooh, or we
I
could
believe
do
it
it.
would just be the shackles.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, well, Pip, as I guess you preemptively put these on in the event of being found, or do you put them on like mid going up?
Is this why she got a 6? It's hard.
Yeah, it's like clanking. Pip's like, hold on, I'm just trying. I'm not sure exactly what angle I'm going for yet. I'm right now. I'm kind of going between. Do I just pretend to be Zariel? Maybe I just be Zariel.
No.
No,
This
are
is
you
great.
sure?
This is great.
No.
We can have captured you.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have another transformation potion. I could be Zariel. So that's why Pip rolled a 6.
So,
Okay, fine.
with the shackles on, you all are attempting to stealth up, and yes, indeed, Pip, it's not that easy. You get about, as you're working your way up this sort of like pretty steep hillside to get up to the top of where the tower is, as you start to get closer, trying your best to stay out of sight, you can see that there's a good amount of space surrounding the tower itself where it kind of levels off that is completely like cleared of debris. There's just this open plain sort of leading up to the base of the tower. And you can, due to the angle, you can't really see the base of the tower, but you can see, the walls extending down, and dangling off from the tops of the tower all the way down to the bottom, surrounding it, are barbed chains just extending down the sides of this tower. And as you're getting a bit closer, you get glimpses that it looks like these chains are almost like pooled up at the bottom, like they're longer than the length of the tower itself. You can see little sharp hooks and barbs running along these chains. When you are within 100 feet of the tower, you spot movement at the top, and you see a figure sort of flit to the edge and lean over, and you can see a slender little winged figure staring down at all of you, clearly has marked your approach, and they sort of tense up, and you see them reaching down and then kind of hesitate and lean in, seeing you all slinking your way towards the tower.
if I see this, can I like raise a hand in acknowledgement?
Yeah, absolutely. So you raise a hand up and you see them sort of tense up and look, and they turn. Can't hear what they're saying, but they seem to be like, calling out to somebody, and then like turn back and look down. What do you all do?
I could be pretending to attack y'all, and you need to seek refuge.
Well, then where would you go? Just come in with us.
Okay.
I'm making direct eye contact with you this entire time.
I'm invisible.
I can't tell.
Oh, right.
I'm just taking your word for it that you are invisible. Just like I'm just taking all y'all's word for it that I look like a chain devil. I cannot see illusions.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh.
Pip is just really trying to sell being a prisoner.
Okay, this will be the plan. If they don't believe the prisoner thing, I'll like come in and reinforce. Otherwise, I'll try to sneak in behind you.
All right.
Okay. So you're gonna all just start continuing towards the tower? Okay.
Yeah.
As you kind of get up and over the lip of this plateau and now are about 60 feet away from the base of the tower with this big open plain leading up to the base of it, you can see surrounding the tower itself there are these like dark iron spikes just protruding out all along the base, like almost like a defensive porcupine surrounding the bottom of the tower. And there's one little sort of slot that goes up to a set of double doors also made of iron. The tower itself appears to be kind of similar, like basalt volcanic stone that's been showing up in like even the flying fortresses seem to be made of some sort of like darkened stone, and it's almost kind of twisting and slightly organic in its shape, like it's just been crafted and formed from like hot magma that's twisted up into this stalwart fortress that's before you. At the front of the tower where the two double doors are, you see a pair of figures that have tensed up. The doors themselves, next to them, there is one of those winged creatures has come down and is sort of chattering between the two of them. And they see you all approaching and they're sort of tensing and looking in your direction. These two figures are gripping at their sides some dark chains that are leading down to two large hellhounds that are just looking at you as you're approaching. The figures themselves, as you get closer, you realize that they have the kind of twisting, curling, tentacled beards of the bearded devils. They have glaives at their side, and they're just narrowing their eyes as you're approaching. You also catch some movement around the edges of the wall at the base, where you can see multiple arrow slits, and you see movement on the other sides of the walls as what looks to be some crossbows sort of poking out from the base of the tower. As you're walking up the dusty path towards the double doors, you begin to hear, sort of coming from above somewhere within this tower, this awful, like, strange, sort of like it almost sounds like a collection of voices that are sort of blending together in harmony, but it's kind of discordant, that are just letting out pain, sounds of pain and agony, just kind of like just reverberating out from the it sounds like probably the second floor of the tower. The little winged figure, seeing you all approach, just sort of flits off to the side and kind of eyeballs you, and then one of the guards just gives a quick nod, and they dart up to the top of the tower once again. One of the guards steps forward with the hellhound in hand. Who is kind of leading this? Who looks like they're in a position of authority?
Me, I guess.
Okay, great.
I think before all of that, before we start really getting into it, Pip does this, has a message, it messages Kadam
Okay.
back and forth, just going over a little bit like, okay, what's the plan? I mean, you're the face here. I'm
Yep.
not the face.
Yep. We just won a battle against some demons, and then Stygian fog came in, and we got real lost, and I'm looking to regroup, and you're my prisoner, and y'all are Lulu and Valor are my subordinates.
Okay, Kadam, look at me.
Yeah.
You're an authority. You're in a position of authority. You are not going to apologize. Shove me right now. Yeah.
Pip, you make a strength roll for me.
All right. 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you shove Pip. It's a pretty decent little shove, Pip. You kind of stumble and stumble forward. One of the guards sort of lets out a little scoff, and the other one that stepped forward sees you approaching, looks at you, Kadam.
I just want to say also with that touch, Pip gives Kadam enhance ability.
Ooh, okay. For charisma? Okay.
Thank you so much.
So
it's not my strong point.
as with a quick little motion of sleight of hand, the spell is released on you, Kadam. How do you do this, Pip, in your kind of alchemical way? Like, how are you administering this spell to Kadam?
Let's see. Kadam shoves Pip, and she kind of stumbles forward, and then pretends as if she's like turning around to fight back or something, and just jabs a tiny needle into Kadam's hand, and it is just like, you're welcome.
Kadam, you feel like a sudden like rush, a sensation like shoot through you, and then you feel this like confidence.
You're an authority, Kadam.
The one devil that stepped forward, okay, so they step forward. You're a chain devil. They immediately do some type of infernal salute, and I'm trying to decide what that looks like. No.
Rock on.
No, I can't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's we'll just go with the basic. They just do like a, straighten up, hand on chest as you approach, and yeah, they say to you, sorry, give me 1 sec. You know, sometimes players just do things. Okay. For some reason, this is the one I wasn't ready for, and I don't know why.
It's okay. I had no plans to do this either.
I thought this was our go-to plan. Or at least it was Pip's.
Okay, so they give you a salute, step forward. They're going to speak in Infernal.
Calliope will message and translate.
would have thought of this, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a way to account for this? I will give you that you would have thought of this.
I don't, but I know that Calliope does.
Okay.
Calliope, could you have cast tongues on me beforehand?
I don't have tongues.
You don't have tongues?
No. That's not an artificer spell.
Ba, 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 ba.
Okay, hold on. So, can we just do a flashback?
Do you have a way of doing tongues? Or something like it?
Okay, so Pip was so sick of not understanding Infernal.
Right.
And the Duolingo Infernal wasn't cutting it. So
Uh-huh.
she picked up Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
And I think while everybody was like suiting up, she sat down, did the ritual, and is translating for Kadam through message.
Wait, no.
You can-
Calliope can do that.
Calliope
Calliope could do that, yeah.
Oh,
Also,
so then why don't you
fluent.
just...
can you
Yeah,
not cast Comprehend Languages on Kadam?
I think it's self only.
Oh. okay.
Otherwise, I would have just done that.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Calliope
Alright.
is going to be translating. Okay, and then how are you going to?
And then how am I
respond?
communicating?
Ventriloquism.
Awful plan.
This is so good, guys. It was this
just
close.
like, just repeat after us. Repeat what we say.
All
So
right,
we're-
I have an idea. Let's go for it. Let's do this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Calliope, you hear this devil step up to Kadam, and they say, Belazard, first class reporting. Why have you come to the Styx Watchtower?
A little bit of a delay. And then I will say, in Gnomish,
In Gnomish. Uh-huh.
in Gnomish, do you happen to speak common? We've been through a Stygian fog. I have forgotten my infernal.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Go ahead and make a deception roll for me with advantage. That is very good.
All right. Deception. Where's deception? Way up there. 16.
Okay.
17. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'm just checking something. Interesting. Okay. So you respond in Gnomish. This devil looks very confused. And then you hear in your head, because they can speak telepathically, actually it's, I think with telepathy, it doesn't necessarily have to be
A language.
a language. So you just understand, like I guess it just kind of translates through your head. But they, speak telepathically to you. Sir, something wrong?
Thank you. Yes. We are the last survivors of a Stygian fog. Immediately preceding, I believe we were attacked by demons. I turned toward the rest of the group. This is what is left of my regiment. I'm Legate Zagreus, and we would like a little bit of time here to regroup, see if we can't find any of the rest of the Infernal Absolution. And I would like to get in contact with my legate if I can.
Yes, of course. You can come in here, regroup. We can send out an imp to try to get in contact with the commander of your legion so that you can regroup.
I appreciate it greatly. And I will just walk past them.
The you say that, and the devil sort of, and then like turns as you walk past. And as you walk past, you can see both hellhounds are just like, and sort of like rear back, sort of parting away from you, Kadam. The two bearded devils sort of look down at their hellhounds and like bark at them in Infernal and sort of kick towards them to try to get them to calm down. But the hellhounds are sort of just like, as you're walking past, and all of you begin to file past. Calliope, are you going to try to sneak in with them?
I would love to try to sneak in with them.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me with advantage.
Oh boy, okay, I can do this. 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 That's another left. And I will flash of genius.
Okay. What does that bring it to?
That brings it up to a 16.
You sneak in right behind the group as they push past and go towards the double doors, which one of the bearded devils goes over and pushes open for Kadam. It peels open. The other one that was addressing you is going to follow in behind you with their hellhound sort of grip tight in their hand. Calliope, as you were kind of stealthing in behind that bearded devil that's sort of leading them inside, the hellhound that is at their side keeps like pulling and looking back right towards your direction. Just kind of like trying to like pull its way towards your direction. This bearded devil keeps pulling on the chain and shouting down. You hear an infernal, "Cut it out! Come on!" And pulling the dog inside as it kind of getting dragged in. And you hear the bearded devil going, "This mangy hellhound doesn't listen to me!" and pulls them in and goes straight inside, keeping the dog from dragging itself towards you, and you manage to just slip inside. All of you squeeze inside this space, and you find yourself in a sort of like very hot stone interior with some burning kind of braziers in the corners. There is, in the center of the room, is sort of dominated by a series of weapon racks. There's like multiple glaives and some extra crossbows and ammunition all set up in kind of the center of the room. Directly in front of you, though, as you enter, there is a long set of stone tables with these sort of like kind of leather-like chairs that are kind of scattered about the table. Resting atop the table, there appears to be some cards and some dice, things like that. Some bottles of some sort of strange liquid. You can see, and on either side of you as you enter, you see some more bearded devils sort of getting out of position from the arrow slits with their crossbows and sort of coming to attention as you all enter the room. Off to your left, chained to the walls, are 3 more hellhounds that are all sort of like curled up and looking and have a low growl as you all enter. You see one of them kind of stand up and sort of pacing and looking at Kadam, looking very uncomfortable, sort of shifting. And off to your right, kind of almost in the corner of the room, not quite, there's like a space behind it, but there's kind of a circular wall that goes up into the ceiling, and you can see an opening above, and there's an iron ladder that goes up this wall to the next floor. And then that just continues up, it seems, all the way to the top of the building itself. And you can hear from above more screeches and moans coming from whatever is above you. As you enter and the doors are closed, the private that has led you in looks to you, Kadam. What was the name you gave?
Zagreus.
Zagreus.
Optio. No, Legate Zagreus.
Legate Zagreus. Yeah. Let me. Did I?
Hold on. No, not Legate. Oh, well, I did say Legate, I think. Did I say Optio?
I think you said Legate.
Legate? I did not actually mean Legate. I meant Signifier. I should be looking for my Legate, not
Okay.
being one.
Yeah, I was trying to find my. Where's my
Are you looking
cheat sheet?
The cheat sheet for ranks.
Yes.
The commander of a regiment is a Legate.
Uh-huh.
Those are broken down into cohorts of 100 people
Right.
who are commanded by signifiers, which is what I meant to say.
Okay, so you said you were a signifier. Okay, and you're searching
Yeah.
for your legate. Okay.
Yeah, broken down further into lances, which is led by an Optio.
Yeah. And the legate is part of a legion, I believe. There's like a certain number of legates within, or sorry, the legate commands a what was it you said?
A regiment.
A regiment. There's a certain number of regiments within a legion, I believe, is
That
the
makes sense.
final. Yeah, actually, I bet I could just do this. Let's see if I can do this quick. Here we go. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go with that for now. I'll look it up later, and if I got it wrong, we'll just pretend that I didn't. Okay. So you're searching for your legate in charge of a regiment. Okay. That private looks to you. I don't know if that's the right word, but the lowest rank looks to you.
What regiment did you say you were part of?
The Infernal Absolution.
Infernal Absolution. Understood. We will send an imp out right away in search of your legate to regroup with you.
And you will show me to my room.
He looks really confused.
There are no rooms within the Styxian watchtowers. You can be put in touch with our current commanding officer upstairs. If you wish to speak with them, we are currently we've been tasked to be under orders of a Yugoloth mercenary. You can speak with them if these accommodations are not to your liking, sir.
You are serving a Yugoloth?
Yes, we've been put under the command of Yugoloth for a special assignment.
That seems highly unusual.
Well, you can bring it up with them. That is not my purview.
Can I make an insight check? What is this guy's feeling on serving a Yugoloth?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it possible for me to win them over?
Sure.
Stage an insurrection. I have advantage on this. 23.
Yeah, this individual seems displeased with the current situation, to be sure.
I would like to speak to this Yugoloth.
Of course, right away, sir. Let me take you to them right away.
and they move past you towards the ladder at the back of the room, and begin to ascend.
Looking around, do I see any descent available?
No, there is only the one ladder going up. And approaching this tower, it appeared to have 3 levels. The tower itself was about 50 feet in height total. And as you go up to this ladder, you can see that the ladder itself is like massive. And the opening is also massive. Like it was designed to be able to accommodate larger creatures. So this like bearded devil looks a little comical, like climbing up this massive iron ladder, but they begin to ascend straight up to the 2nd level.
I will follow,
Okay.
kind of dragging Pip behind me.
Okay, so you're gonna drag Pip with you. Okay. Lulu and Valor will follow as well. Calliope, what about you? You are now in this room. There are currently 4 hellhounds. The one private that's been sort of leading Kadam around, they've gone over and chained up their hellhound with the other 3, and now they're kind of beginning to become very agitated because this like 4th one being added that was already agitated is sort of riling them all
I would
up.
like to put distance between myself and these hellhounds as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Probably by following the group
Okay.
when I can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to have to make another stealth roll to go up the ladder into the next room.
Yes.
Okay, great. So,
Can I brush by Calliope and guide her?
Right, because you can see me.
I can see her.
yes, to do this subtly will require a sleight of hand check.
Then I shan't.
Okay.
Incredible.
So let's resolve this kind of in order. So we're gonna go with Pip and Kadam first as they get to the top of the ladder and kind of, they'll see what they see, and then we'll cut back to you, Calliope, as you're beginning to follow, and we'll see if you can make it up without causing some sort of issue. So Calliope, as you are pushing away from the hellhounds and the rest of the group is beginning to move towards the ladder, Kadam, you follow suit, going up the ladder. Valor kind of sandwiching Pip between the 2 of you. She plays her part and is sort of like shoving Pip along. Pip, do you want to try to do something, or are you gonna just awkwardly climb up the ladder with them?
Pip is still really trying to sell the prisoner thing, is going to like make a show of not really wanting to go, and is going to I think crush like a scent capsule to of something that smells, I don't know, maybe something that smells really strong to try and attract the hellhound's attention to her specifically.
Okay, yeah. I like this. My question is okay, do you have something in your inventory that could act as this, or
this is just prestidigitation.
Perfect. Great.
But
Okay, so
I'm styling it as.
Great. No, I love it. Okay, so you crush that scent capsule, and a very strong scent suddenly wafts off of you.
What's the scent?
Infernal bacon.
Infernal bacon. Okay, so a bacon scent wafts off of you as you start to awkwardly climb up this ladder. You do see the hellhounds sort of begin to like sniff the air, but they're still kind of growling and looking agitated. So we'll see if that makes a difference when Calliope goes up. Kadam, you leading the way, you're the first to kind of get to the top of the ladder and pull yourself up and onto the 2nd story of this tower. As you get up to the 2nd level, you see, kind of another identically shaped room, just a little bit smaller as it goes up in the tower. But this room has more arrow slits all around, but there are chains dangling from all the walls in this room. And off to one side of the room, you can see this, what looks to be maybe like an impromptu, almost scaffolding-like structure that has been built into the room and kind of anchored into the ceiling and the floor. And at the base of it is like a large, kind of shallow disc, like a pool, that is like filled to the brim with like writhing black ichor. And being held within this sort of scaffolding-like structure is this pulsating, amorphous blob of flesh and kind of mouths and eyes that are just sort of roiling and moving. There is sort of one central-looking, somewhat face that's sort of almost like pushing its way out of this like writhing mass of flesh, and at the bottom, this creature is almost like a balloon, kind of hovering in the air, but is being like bound and held by chains, squeezing it tightly from like all different angles. And at the bottom is this almost writhing jellyfish-like protrusion of like tentacles and fingernails and toes and just awful amalgamation of parts, just all kind of moving and writhing. And this face that's sort of protruding in the center mass of this is just sort of letting out those discordant cries that kind of blend into what sound like multiple voices, sort of just like as the chains begin to tighten around it. You see ichor just plopping off into the water. Being this close to this thing, immediately I need all of you, except for Clyde because you're at the bottom of the stairs, I need all of you to make a con save.
15 for me.
Okay, that is a failure. 21 for Pip, that is a success.
16 for Valor.
Failure.
That's everyone.
Okay.
Oh, Lulu.
Oh, actually, hold on. Let me double check. I just realized something. Let me confirm something. Because... I think, unfortunately, this effect still works because...
It
Right.
could flash to genius Kadam at least.
It is up to you.
Yeah, I think Pip is like, "Oh, that was weird. Ew." And sees Kadam like wavering and he's like, "Oh no, you don't," and gets out another little tiny needle.
Just getting jabbed left and right. What is that jump Kadam save up to? You got a 15, Kadam? So what does it bring it to?
19.
Still fails. You are going to take Kadam and Valor are both going to take only 9 points of poison damage.
I'm immune to disease. Okay, yes.
Okay, so 9 points of poison damage. You just feel this awful sensation coming over you, and you start to feel like it's like something's crawling under your skin. It's awful. Like it just is terrible being in the presence of this thing. Like everything is just like feels weird and warped around you. You can see on either side of this creature, sort of like almost elegantly dance like these two chain devils, these beings that are just kind of moving and like conducting the air as the chains themselves tighten around this creature and snake around it and move. And you see some chains kind of dance off of the being and sort of slither back down onto the ground and then whip up and tighten around a different part of it, as these two chain devils conduct the chains around it to tighten it and squeeze it. Sitting kind of directly in front of it with their back to you, you see a figure just sort of hunched over, sitting on one of those like leather-like chairs, just head in their palm, looking up at it, looking a little frustrated and bored, a sort of fox-like entity with sort of sharp teeth kind of curling up under the jaw, staring up at it. And
are they just all immune to poison damage, or are they just taking the like poison blips?
That none of them look to be. Yeah, none of them look to be bothered by being in the presence of this thing.
Wild.
Yeah, you see this Arcanoloth.
Arcanoloth.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. You see this Arcanoloth. It is currently, Kadam, it catches you off guard. It is currently speaking in Celestial at this creature. And it's just saying,
Please just tell me everything you can about where you came from, what you know, and specifically we know that you are in the service of Inagu, and we would like to know everything you can tell us about where he resides currently. And all of this will stop, I promise you.
as they're saying that to this creature, and it's writhing in pain, you see some of its eyes suddenly twitch, and they lock on to you, Kadam, and they sort of widen, and then you watch them sort of turn and see Lulu, and turn and see Pip, and they're just kind of darting around looking at all of you, and then sort of lock back on to you. And you feel a presence press into your mind and hear a voice.
Ooh, interesting. Ooh, what is this? Why are you here? Ooh, you've disguised yourself. Very interesting. Please, let me out. Let me out.
And I think we're gonna end there, because we are a little past 9. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. We will see you all next week to see what happens. And in fact, I believe next week is going to be kind of our last D&D episode for a while, because Olive is going to be out for a number of weeks. So hopefully we can wrap up this scene here before Olive leaves, because I think this would be a nice way to kind of take a break. And yeah, once Olive is out, we'll very likely just be doing some Stardew streams, but yeah, we're gonna discuss amongst ourselves and see what makes sense. All right, thank you, everybody, and we will be seeing you next week.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night. Goodbye.